A good still life painting starts way before that first brush stroke. It actually starts here. Let's go shopping. Okay, let's get one of these. This is a tri-fold, $11.99, display board black. And that's what it looks like. Okay, onward. And this is our next stop. Okay, I'm looking for a vase. So you want to keep it simple, like 3 to 4 to 5 objects. Okay, we're at a new place. We couldn't find anything at the other place. And I don't think I'm going to find anything here either. Now we're at Home Goods, and I kind of like this vase. It's only $12. I was hoping for something floppy. Since it's autumn, there's not really any flowers out. I'll have to make do with something from here. Yesterday I went shopping. I got some things for my still life, and we'll go over that today. So what I'm going to talk about today is choosing objects, lighting your objects, and how to do a still life setup and composition. So start simple. I recommend no more than 3 to 5 objects in your still life painting. Now you will see some people do an entire tablescape, and that's a little bit daunting for a newcomer. Tell a story with your objects. For instance, today it's going to be about fall. Consider size and texture. Mix smooth, rough, shiny objects and matte surfaces, like you might pair a ceramic pitcher with some fruit, and use a draped cloth for contrast. Once you set your scene up, arrange it and rearrange it. You don't want your objects to be similar in size. You want different sizes. You want to lead your viewer's eye in a triangle shape. That's why odd objects sometimes works better. You should contrast tall and short, light and dark, large and small. You can use your phone camera in grayscale mode to check value relationships before you get started. I used a gray curtain panel for my tablecloth. And then you'll remember that yesterday I bought this presentation board in black, and it folds inward. You can control your light a little bit better. Then I got another curtain panel that I'm going to throw over the corner. Okay, so we've got our background, and the black's nice because it doesn't reflect too much light on what you're painting. And I've got my flowers. Okay, I think this is a little bit too spread out. So I went and got a rubber band. I probably should have gotten more flowers. That's a little bit better. And now I've got a couple of pumpkins. Not sure which one I want to use. I wanted to get a little purple, so I added these flowers, and I also got this cabbage, which seems sort of fall-like. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I'd be using it. We'll see. I don't know. It's kind of hard to identify it. If you look at the picture, what is it? And I'm not sure if I could paint it in an identifiable manner. And so one of the things to think about here is, do I want it horizontal or vertical? Here's the version without the cabbage. And I feel like these two pumpkins are a little bit too much the same size. I almost like the yellow one better. Let me see. Here's the yellow pumpkin and the cabbage. Thinking about doing this vertically with the yellow pumpkin and the flower on the table. I have several lights and I couldn't find the base for the one I like to use. The other one I couldn't find. So I ended up using this turtle warming light because you're trying to simulate light coming through the window. I'm still trying to decide if I'm doing vertical or horizontal. I think it's going to have to be vertical. Now the black background on the presentation board can be painted any color. Now side lighting, such as this, gives you kind of a more dramatic view. It makes it look like the lighting is coming through the window. The black foam board helps you control reflections. I wanted either the curtain or the tablecloth to be neutral, and so I ended up using the gray, plain gray one for the tablecloth. I'm not sure if I'm gonna paint the pattern on the curtain. We'll see. So for the purposes of this one, we've got three objects: the flower on the table, the flower arrangement, and the pumpkin. Another thing I just noticed was I can crop it any which way. So do I want it horizontal or do I want it vertical? And do I want everything totally in the painting or do I want parts of it kind of hanging off, like the flowers on the left? They might hang off, we'll see. You can tone your canvas in a complementary color, and I might do that in purple. I can also consider doing a imprimatura underpainting to help set the values. So you need to step back, look at your painting from different angles, standing or sitting, and decide which angle you like the best, whether straight on or coming from up top. And then you can decide how you want to paint it in a sitting position or standing. Make sure you take a reference photo for later touch-ups. So the key points for this video are you need to select your objects. It's useful to do an odd number of objects. You want them to be in different sizes and you don't want them all to be shiny or all to be dull. So you want a combination. In the case of this painting, the clear vase is what gives me the shininess. I think it might have been better with the smaller pumpkin, but the color was off, so I couldn't use that. And I wanted a third item, so I put the flower on the table. The composition, you kind of want something to overlap. I think I'm going to move that pumpkin in a little bit. It helps to give it dimension. You want lighting for a still life, so you can even do it with a table lamp or a desk lamp. And you could do thumbnail sketches for the various options you had for composition. If this was helpful for you, give it a like, and if you have any comments or questions, send them in the comment section. Happy painting!